Hi, and welcome to the Juice Pouch Players. Today we will be reviewing the game Rebel Princesses, which is a fun trick-winning card game that is princess-themed. How long does it take to play? The box is about 45 minutes. I would say that's roughly accurate. When we played it at Gen Con, we only played 3 rounds. So my judgment is based on 3 rounds, and I'd say it took around half an hour, so maybe a little bit longer than that. Maybe a little longer than 45 minutes.
How long does it take to set up? It doesn't take too long to set up. I would say maybe 5 minutes, but there is a little bit of setup time specifically because everybody needs to have a specific princess and the specific knights of the ball need to be chosen. On top of that, the number of cards per game will differ depending on how many players there are.
Are the rules easy to get? 100%. We went into this championship never playing before, never reading the rules, not knowing how to play. And by, I'd say, my 3rd or 4th turn, I completely understood how to play the game. Granted, this is very, very similar to one of my favorite card games, Hearts, so it was a lot easier for me to pick up on. But all of us kind of figured out how to play by the end of the first round. How transportable is the game? Very. This is the size of the box. It is pretty small. It can very easily fit into a backpack and a purse.
Is it young child playable? I would say maybe not super young. I think this is a fantastic game for any family. If your child can recognize colors and can recognize numbers, then this is a great way to show them like, oh, what's less or more. But I think when it comes to like the different suits, it may be a little bit trickier to understand the nuances of the game, especially when it comes to the princesses and their roles and just kind of getting that full experience. So I would say maybe wait until like later elementary school, but otherwise very, very kid playable.
Is it grandma playable? I would say yes. The numbers on the cards aren't that big. So it might be difficult to read, but the concept of the game would be very easy for someone to pick up. Number of people. This game is for 3 to 6 people, which I like because Hearts is for no more, no less. So this I can play with less people or more people if I want to, depending on the situation I'm in. Is it a team game though? It can be. However, sitting there discussing what card you want to play kind of gets rid of the point of the secrecy, so it might be a little harder to play as a team game. But I'd say it's possible.
How much critical thinking is involved? I would say there's a little bit of critical thinking involved, especially in rounds where you have the opportunity to shoot the moon and that sort of thing. It does require just a little bit of strategy in terms of if you have multiple cards for one suit, which card are you going to play at a time, and that sort of thing.
Are any outside supplies needed? All you need is a pen for the score sheet. And the game comes with its own score sheet, which is really, really nice. And one of my favorite things is after each round, there's a subtotal column. So you can add it up as you go instead of tallying everything at the end, which can be kind of hard to do. I would give this a 4.5 out of 5 pouches. I love this game. I love the princess theming and the fact that you have special cards that makes it a little more fun. Like I keep saying, Hearts is one of my favorite card games, so having a fun themed version of that game that I can play with more or less people than Hearts is a lot of fun. I had a blast with this game, and this was one of those games I played at Gen Con and then immediately went and found the booth and bought the game.
I would give Rebel Princess a solid 4 pouches. I really enjoy trick-based card games, and so like guessing how many tricks you're going to get, avoiding the princes, very, very up my alley. I think especially when you take into the account all of the different themes that you can have for how each round should go depending on what card you pull for that night of the ball. This is such a fun version of a trick-based card game. I really, really enjoyed this.
And that's our review on Rebel Princess. Thanks for watching, and we'll sip you later.